All right, welcome to the MMA discussion board. This video is probably planned to be uploaded later today. I'm gonna upload it now because with the amount of MMA news that just develops right now as of this week for whatever reason, you got George, you got Kobe, you have Masvidal, you have Connor. Said Masvidal twice, but that just I mean that he's in the news right now. So I mean that's pretty accurate. But I did want to talk about Molly McCann's win this weekend against Luana Carolina. Uh, and if you remember, she snuck in a clean spinning elbow to get. I think she got performance of the night for that. That had to be one of the greatest performances I've seen in this division. Um, But speaking of the division, I just want to talk about what that means for this division and why. I mean, this why this is important for it. So this division is seeing a flip, like we saw with heavyweight. Of course, we had fighters like Alistair Overeem, JDS, former champ. We had, Stipe. Stipe was champion, and then all of a sudden, you got Augusto Sakai. You have Cyril Gahn. Um, and now, just recently this weekend, Tom Aspinall, who put on a dominant performance. I mean, that London crowd was insane. I don't think you can beat any fighter from there with that crowd. I don't know. I think that might be a second opponent based off what we saw. But to get back to the point, that division essentially went through like a musical chairs. Like you're fighting to stay in the rankings at this point. Um, and that a similar thing is happening with flyweight. It's not as blatant. It's taking a little bit more time, uh, relatively, I guess, if you were to say. But we have newer fighters coming in. We have fighters like this weekend. Of course, we have Mcann, Furiat, and she's gonna be fighting Jennifer Maia. If you had to pick from this division fighters you think would have a chance or beat Valentina, most likely, Mcann is one that I would pick. She has a similar Muay Thai background, and it has shown in every performance she's done thus far. I mean, it's crazy. She is hitting these girls, and I mean, these women are being hit. She's getting finishes. It doesn't look close. And I mean, taking my word for it, because I can't, of course, upload the fight, but taking my word for it, even not from uploading the fight, right now you're watching the ranked 13 fight number 4, which that says a lot about her performance as well as Valentina's dominance. As of course, she already fought Maya, she already fought Andrade, she's fought everybody in the top uh, 4. So they are looking for contenders, and I mean, this is them picking Manon Fiorot, in my opinion. But that's not the only important fight on that card. We have Calderwood versus Grasso, and this is another important fight for the division because, of course, as we know, Joanne just recently came out of a number one contender fight with Lauren Murphy, and she will be fighting Grasso. Grasso is coming up from one of the deepest divisions, probably top 3 deepest divisions in the UFC right now. Um, Strawweight, and she's going to flyweight, and she has shown how deep strawweight is. Her along with Jessica Andrade, and they're up there. You know, Jessica Andrade on her second fight in the division fights Valentina the champ. Um, it's something to look at. It's something to look at. But now I mean, fight after this fight, this is gonna be something that might end up being a number one contender fight. It's nuts. It's crazy. Um, but you know, not and then to say this, I mean, I just showed you three fights, two fights that are going to be number one contender fights, and then now you have boom, this fight is scheduled. You know, I just showed you uh, two people who, of course, if the UFC had to pick three contenders to fight Valentina right away, they've essentially done that because this was the first fighter they picked. Talia Santos will be fighting Valentina Shevchenko on, I believe, the June 22nd card. And this was one of those fighters. You know, if you were gonna get somebody, this is one of the fighters. And Valentina is gonna be seeing a lot of new fights. It is insane. Um, and I don't know. I don't know if she wins this. This is the territory we're approaching right now. Because Talia isn't that known. She isn't, it's the flyweight division. It's not as, I guess, it doesn't have a lot of star power that I know of. I know Valentina has quite a bit of star power. Um, I think Ariana Lipsky might be building some star power with her promotions and the other things that she's doing. As we know, she also has that viral. I mean, look at that. I'm afraid to even put this on YouTube, even though it's a picture. Because, I mean, good Lord, Luana Carolina's leg put in a freaking wrench position. I'll get that out of here before I don't want you to report me or whatever. But going back, like I said, Talia Santos. Um, yeah, the division star power. It's not that big. You don't know her, but this is one of those fighters. I mean, she's got the conditioning. She's got the stand up. She's shown she can handle herself on the ground. I want to say Valentina wins. I mean, and it's hard to go against Valentina in these little pick and choose bouts or whatever because she's training like she was training. She it's shown that she trains with strawweight Rose Namajunas, who even though she lost her title at one point, she's gotten it back, uh, avenged her loss, and might be one of the best based off the fact of just how deep strawweight is. Might be one of the best female fighters of all time. And hold on, I'm trying to find. Yeah, so you know, I lost my train. I lost my train of thought. But Valentina's training with all of these killers. Like she trains with Rose. She trained with, and I remember I think Rose actually had a black eye after their training session. So it's pretty scary to see. But Valentina also trained with Brandon Moreno. We've seen that footage. I think she also trains with Peter Yan. We've seen that footage. It's like she's training with champions. So of course you're gonna pick Valentina to win, but she's gonna be seeing new contenders pretty soon. Andrea Lee, she pops up on the screen, I have to explain. I believe she's out on pregnancy leave. Congratulations to her. But like I said, you got three fighters right now. You have uh, Manon Fiorot, you got Talia Santos, who she's about to fight, and you have Casey O'Neill, which I don't have a single slide of her, but no, she is, she's another one of these fighters. Right now, she's undefeated. She had a dominant performance against Roxanne Modafferi. Um, and I think she had some words for the crowd right after. But it's the flyweight division is looking up right now. It's looking great. It's looking really good. In fact, Um, as for any other thoughts on this division, I don't know. After this weekend, I'm thinking. I want to say Molly McCann, great performance. She's most likely going to be fast tracked, like I said earlier. If I did not, she's probably going to fight Lauren Murphy. I'm betting. I don't want to put any money on it. Let's not do that. But I'm betting she's going to be fighting Lauren Murphy next. Luana Carolina. As for this division, especially with people like Molly and Valentina in it, you kind of got this like you have to be able to defend like takedowns, and you got to be able to because at this point, I mean, she power bombed Luana at some point in this fight. I know a lot of people focus on the the spinning back fist, but it's like there was also like a clear power difference, and there was also a clear pop difference in this fast twitch area. Luana might be. I mean, she's tall. I wonder if a bit more conditioning could get her to bantamweight. Like really good conditioning though, not like, oh, I put on a couple of pounds and I've moved up. No, like real good strength and conditioning to get her up. She is a great stand-up fighter. She gets some great shots in. I don't want her performance this past weekend or what people. I mean, her viral. What's made her viral is she's been on the receiving end of two killers, and that's Molly McCann and Ariana Lipsky. But maybe you move up, maybe you move up some time to like really condition, or if she can if she can put in the work at flyweight, like to get more strength and conditioning. Because I don't think there's anything wrong with her skill. I think she outskills these girls in certain ways when she's fighting them, like in the stand-up department, very clearly. It's the speed and it's the power that she kind of falls to. I don't want to say that and come off as like, you trying to say Ariella? You trying to say Molly McCann can't fight? Like what? She just beat the crap out of her for 3 rounds. Blah 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 blah. I'm not saying that. It's just seeing the between the two. When you see Molly move, it's like Mike Tyson dipping in and out, and then you have Luana Carolina, who she probably moves 2 seconds afterward. And it's not that slow, but you get my point. You get my point. Just tell me what you think in the comments. I don't want to get too much into it in the voice thing because we're at 13 minutes, and I've done this video 3 times, and I keep passing the 15-minute mark. So let me know what you think. Talk to me in the comments. I'm going to share this. I'm going to put the Twitter in the description for the first time because I was supposed to be doing that the last time. It's a learning process, people. It's a learning process, people. But let me know what you think. Flyweight division, uh, Valentina Shevchenko versus Talia Santos is happening. Who wins? Who do you think wins? And then out of Furiat and Jennifer Maya, who do you think wins? And then Grasso, like who makes it? Who makes it to Valentina first? Let me know. Like, subscribe, share, please, please, please. Have a good one.